Do you find yourself apologizing a lot for just sharing a thought or an emotion or a feeling or a struggle with someone else? Yeah, I used to do that a lot too. It's still something that I find difficult to combat. It's still something that sometimes I find myself doing. And it's a sign of low self-esteem, low self-worth, of feeling like you're a burden to other people, which those of us struggling with mental health conditions can get in that mindset sometimes, or a lot of the times. I will give you this challenge though, and it made a big difference to me. The next time you feel compelled to apologize just for being you, just for sharing emotion or a struggle or a thought, instead, say thank you. Say thank you to the other person for holding space for you or for listening to you. I promise it'll make a big difference. Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining me here today. If you're new, I'm Amanda. Welcome to the channel where we are all about shattering the mental health stigma. If you haven't already, please make sure you make sweet, sweet love to that subscribe button. Give the bell a few kisses so you're not missing any of this content designed to help you with your mental health or help you help someone else. Today, I'm going to be reacting to How Do You Get That Lonely by Blaine Larsen. And this was a request from one of my lovely patrons that asked not to be named, but you know I still love and appreciate you so much. If you haven't had a chance to check out my Patreon, please make sure to do so. Link is in the description. Every single dime goes toward my mental health outreach, and you get so many perks, so make sure to check those out in the description. But today, I'm going to be reacting to How Do You Get That Lonely by Blaine Larsen. I have no context or previous exposure to this song or this artist, but I love me some new energy, some new music. That's what this is all about, is discovering and growing. So let's see what kind of growth we will have today.
It was just another story printed on the second page, underneath the Tigers' football score. It said he was only 18, a boy about my age. They found him face down on his bedroom floor. There'll be services on Friday at the Lawrence Funeral Home. Then out on Mooresville Highway, they'll lay him 'neath the stone.
This has a feel of my hometown because I grew up in a small rural area, and this kind of has the vibe of that. I didn't expect his voice to be so mature. I don't know if he's actually 18, but he has such a mature voice, and I wasn't expecting country, and I wasn't expecting that level of maturity, but I am just really saddened that we've reduced these stories, these young lives, to statistics. We don't see it as the crisis it is. We're not mass panicking to force implementing change that could save these lives, like overhauling the mental health system, like making it more accessible and more affordable and more attainable, like educating our youth on mental health and how they can be at optimal mental health, coping mechanisms, on spotting the signs, which, by the way, in case you didn't know, are if someone's self-care is starting to really become noticeably declined, if their personality is changing a lot and you just notice that they're different, or if they're more agitated. These are signs. If they're withdrawing, if they're just feeling hopeless, and you hear them saying things that indicate that they aren't feeling hopeful or seeing a future for themselves. These are all signs that something can really be wrong, and we need to be reaching out to these people and making sure that they are seen and that they are heard. This is very tragic to think about this, especially during this time. I didn't realize that this would be another song that would be poetic to our cultural stories right now of shootings and bullying and these tragedies that could very much be prevented.
How do you get that lonely? How do you hurt that bad to make you make the call that having no life at all is better than the life that you had. How do you feel so empty? You wanna let it all go. How do you get that lonely and nobody knows? Did his girlfriend break up with him? Did he buy or steal that gun? Did he lose a fight with drugs or alcohol? Did his mom and daddy forget to say I love you, son? Did no one see the writing on the wall?
I'm assuming that these people are affected, and I'm just gonna make a guess here. They're all dressed in black, so maybe they're headed to the funeral of this person. But oftentimes, no, they didn't see the writing on the wall, because people who are struggling feel forced to wear a mask by a society that largely tells them to suck it up, get over it, pull up your big girl or big boy panties. So the signs become more subtle, like the ones that I was outlining before, too subtle for people that have never learned them. We don't teach people how to cope with rejection or stress, and many don't realize how valuable showing love and kindness and compassion to a classmate or to someone on the street can be, because they might have an awful home life, and your kindness might be the only positive thing that they experience. On top of that, parents are becoming more and more disconnected as we dive further into phone addiction and further into this online world, further away from our families. And it makes kids feel more disconnected, where they don't feel that bond with their parents. They don't feel like they can go to them. They don't feel like they can open up and talk, because parents are now often chronically unavailable.
Now I'm not blaming anybody. We all do the best we can. I know hindsight's 20/20, but I still don't understand. How do you get that lonely? How do you hurt that bad? To make you make the call that having no life at all is better than the life that you had. How do you feel so empty? You wanna let it all go.
Oh my God.
How do you get that lonely and nobody knows? It was just another story printed on the second page, underneath the Tigers' football score.
It's not just another story, regardless of what it might feel like it was reduced to. You matter. Every person matters and has value. And he's right. There's no one person to blame. It's on all of us to do our part to prevent this, to act in kindness and not bully each other, be it online or in real life. You never know what the outcome can be from a simple passing statement, and there are other people on the other side of the screen, so this could be bullying, but we should be standing up for people and not avoiding getting involved. I see that so often, that people don't want to get involved, so they avoid reaching out to the person or saying something or standing up to a bully who might be picking on someone who can't stand up for themselves, and this is where tragedy takes over. We also have to be, like I said, fighting to change the system, and we can all do that. We can all use our voices to demand change in the system, to demand mental health education be mandatory. Look, there's people like me who can speak out and try to educate our youth or educate our society, educate people about mental health and about what it feels like to go through this, because this is the people that are left behind that are going, I don't understand how you felt this way. I don't understand how you could feel so lonely or so empty. I don't understand what I did wrong. So it's the questioning of all those people that are left behind. But to answer Blaine's question, you can feel so empty when your mind is overwhelmed with feelings it was never taught how to cope with, and it doesn't come naturally to all of us like it does with some people. When when the pain hollows you out, hiding anything that gave you purpose or hope or strength, you can feel so lonely when you reach out only to be ridiculed, belittled, or ignored. And I want to let you guys know that I've been there too. I have reached out to people and felt like my hand's been smacked away, and I've been told to suck it up, and I've been told that I just need to get over it, that I'm being ungrateful. I've been told that it's all in my head. I've been told all of these ridiculous things for the longest time that made me shut off. And now I am very passionate about creating a community where we all feel like we can share and we are heard, because, like I said, I can work on providing education to anybody watching these videos, but mental health education should be mandatory in school. This should be something that we're teaching our youth. That would go so far in preventing teen suicide, which is a huge problem all over the world, but especially here in the US. And we need to be educating people on how to interact with someone who is struggling, the things that we should and shouldn't say, because common sense isn't so common. And some people say things that they think are helpful, but they're really very damaging and very harmful. And we need to be working toward making sure that this education is given to everyone. Until then, this community is open for you to share your stories, good, bad, and crazy. We have to shatter the mental health stigma. That is how we stop this. This is how we stop these tragedies, by making mental health conversation a daily thing, just being able to communicate with each other, being able to reach out, being able to stand up for each other. That is what this community is here for. So make sure that you're opening up here in the comments if you feel comfortable, that you are sharing this video. You never know who might need to see it. Give it a thumbs up. And I want to be part of the solution, and I know that you guys do too. So please help me in being part of the solution to ending suicide, to shattering the mental health stigma. I love you guys so, so, so much.